Yes, people, reality-based diets. I just thought it's important that maybe I tap in today, seeing the news cycle. We are most certainly on the precipice. As I said a while ago, I didn't realize it was going to take this long because of the way that, people were positioned and posturing years ago. Well, 3 to 4 years ago, I believe. It's maybe two years ago. We are on the precipice of what looks like it will turn into a holy war, with President Trump announcing that with the allied forces of Israel are engaging in direct war and conflict with Iran. Obviously, the United States and Trump maintain and declare that, Iran are the aggressors, etc., because of their actions in the US embassy in Tehran, right? Regardless of whatever you may think of each side and all the rest of it, the point is, whether or not we know it, whether or not we choose to accept it, this is going to affect us all. It is going to affect us all, as war often does. But this is going to draw in all nations. I wouldn't be surprised at some point to see the United Kingdom enter the conversation, the fray, right? I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into Ww3, described in many scriptures as the final conflict of the human race. Now that could be one of two things, really. Like when they're talking about the final conflict, it could be the last time that the world goes to war with each other, because it's going to be that catastrophic. There's going to be that much damage. There's going to be that much change. There's going to be that much destruction that the world as a whole looks on and is thoroughly appalled with itself, right? Who's to say that that's going to happen, right? Or it's the final conflict because everybody ends up destroying the world. Yeah, the people involved end up destroying the world. Now, I don't know. All I know is for this to be announced today, right at the start, you're only gonna really understand the significance if you observe the new year within spiritual context actually starts in a few days. With all of this being announced right now, you can only suspect that it is distraction tax. There's a really, really big controversial case going on right now, right? Guy called Jeffrey, and it's one of Trump's main boys, right? And there's nothing in the military, in the American, in the political playbook. There's nothing in the political playbook more powerful than war. War galvanizes patriotism. War galvanizes colonial mentality. War galvanizes a following, right? With the psychology of America in general, war and overt strength is one of the main characteristics of America. It is known as the home of the brave and the land of the free. That's the song, that's the anthem, that's how it is, right? So no doubt Trump loyalists will be very happy with his stance and all the rest of it, but the point still remains about the legitimacy of said claims, solely because it's been known that Iran is the superpower in the Middle East outside of Israel, right? And I guess Pakistan or India as well, right? But I'm pretty sure Iran and Pakistan are road dogs, right? And as we all know, India is very much intertwined with the British sovereignty, and by default, America and Israel, right? So at this point, we have to look at the whole situation and understand that, there's a lot of stuff that happens within war as well, like sanctions, and currently Iran are under the heaviest sanctions they've ever been under in their entire life, implemented by an outside nation, because the outside nation does not like the power that it is creating, deems it to be a problem. Some people might say that, they're well within their rights to do anything that America is doing in terms of stockpiling whatever they want to stockpile. At the end of the day, for America to be the spokespeople of, who should and should not have the power to build certain weapons, with America being the only people that have ever historically dropped one of these bombs on anyone, it seems slightly hypocritical that, the ethos and mantra and mentality of the Iranian people is being questioned in the way that it is. But that goes the same for the UK as well. The UK will not, I guarantee you, the Labour Party currently in power, Keir Starmer, I guarantee you he's going to show support for this, solely because he's in a holy part of war as well. And as much as the UK like to deny it, on a whole, the people love nothing more than to know that, they're in a war fighting for freedom and the righteous and all the rest of it. It's true. On a whole, there's a lot of people that don't really give a fuck either way. And then there's a lot of people that, have lost people to war. There's a lot of people that have lost themselves to war, mentally, lost limbs to war and all the rest of them. I'm sure they're not really on all of this because they went out to the other wars and saw exactly what was going on and was like, nah, this isn't even real. This isn't even a real conflict. This is modern piracy, right? And some might say that Iran is or was or could be, because they already took out Lebanon and showed Lebanon wagwan, right? The Lebanese understood that in lockdown when they got hit with what really did look like a nuclear missile. Didn't look like, because not all nuclear missiles are so packed full of the ingredients that's going to wipe out an entire town. An entire fucking country. Targeted strike, especially with small amounts of the explosives, etc. Yeah, it doesn't have to be radiation. It's just something that creates such a blast that you remember seeing that shit. The explosion the missile hit what looked like at least a few miles away to the city, right? Because it was at the coast where the missile hit, some sort of base, and it ripped through the entire city. The shockwave did. right? So there's no Lebanon at the minute in terms of, there is, but they had a spanking, right? Now Iran is a different kettle of fish. They don't want to, like, no one wants to be controlled. No one wants outside interference. No one wants to accept the colonial mentality that no matter what, outside forces, outside influences know best on how to run your country. So resistance will be brought, I should imagine, by Iran. And America will not back down either, I should also imagine. And with this situation, the conflict rises because he's given a press conference, he's very serious. So the next thing I should imagine that we will hear is from Keir Starmer at some point. Probably Netanyahu, if that is who is still in power over in Israel. You may even hear a peep from Putin. I haven't even heard, I tell you what, that's one thing I have not heard for a little while. I haven't heard nothing from Putin, right? So, here we are. Here we are, the people, the human race, on the precipice, on the dawn, the inception of what looks like it could well be Ww3. And it is the culmination of the battle for your heart and minds that has been being waged on civilization for decades. I can imagine that our worlds will change greatly forever over the next 3 to 4 years, maybe 5. Specifically what goes on, we may never know unless, you do not get your news from mainstream outlets. You may know a bit more in depth, but in general, it really is time to strap in, get ready, be okay with change within your own country, and understand that this is something that is going to really, really impact the human race. They have been posturing Ww3 for a long time, and I do believe that this may well be the beginning of it. Like I'm saying to you, Trump and his party must feel somewhat threatened by the revelations of the Epstein case. So this is happening. This is happening. He's been up on telly telling you it's happening. He's coming. He's out here. And I can imagine Iran are not going to have a bar of it, right? So the conflict will rise because they've already been sanctioned and they've already been fighting back. And the sanctions were the threat for the conflict, right? So here we are. Seek guidance, seek God, just pray. Pray for the people that will be involved in this, pray for the American soldiers, pray for the Israeli soldiers, pray for the Iranian soldiers, pray for the people of Iran in general, because this conflict will be going on more so over there, as they always do. But beyond anything else, pray for yourself. Pray for yourself. Pray that this is not the end of days, but it is the end of old times, as the prophecy predicts. But for now, that's just been me tapping in about current events. I think this is going to be a wave. I think this is the wave, right? How do you feel? Oh, shit. Do you have compassion for your fellow man? Do you have compassion for yourself. Do you have compassion enough? Do you have the discernment? Do you have the intuition to be able to see all evil? Do you have the intuition to be able to understand self on a level where you see self through other people's eyes enough to discern? All will be seen, all will be felt. Right then, people, I've been Reality Based Diets. Stay safe, stay woke. Peace.